be doing a, hopefully, quick recap of The Legends of Tomorrow Season 4. So we start off, it has been 6 months since Constantine and Gary warned the Legends about the mythical creatures that they let loose from hell when they allowed Malice to come into our world. They haven't really seen any since then, and they fixed the last of the time anachronisms. Ray has a plan this season for the foe, or as he calls them, Mythtories. Sarah and Ava's relationship, meanwhile, is going strong, though not as strong as Ava would want it to be. There are some ups and downs through the season, but they're mostly stable. And they're probably the most stable relationship in the Arrowverse. And Sarah is still captain of the Wave Rider and leading the team strong. Mick is, well, you know, still Mick. And this season really sees him come forth as a writer. And by writer, I mean like he's writing like an adult fiction novel. And he even attends a con for them. Hello, Rebecca Silver. After a wild battle with a unicorn that bites off Gary's nipple, it's more important than you think. John Constantine, the master of the mystic arts and an accomplished warlock, moves onto the Wave Rider and to help the team with the mysteries. And he's kind of an alcoholic and definitely a flirt and doesn't work well with others. So welcome to the new member of the team who's now a main character. Yay! In the past, Constantine had a boyfriend and a New Orleans bartender, Desmond. He really fell in love with him, and he ended up having to send him to hell because of a demon Neuron, who now owns the deed to Constantine's soul. Meanwhile, Nate stays with the Time Bureau to help Ava and to build a better relationship with his father, Hank, aka Biff from Back to the Future. Hank Haywood is up to something. So Charlie is this ancient shapeshifter who gets stuck by Constantine as a Maya, aka a really dumb way to keep the actor on the show. And she helps the Legends with the creatures, mostly standing up for them. The Legends really had just been wanting to send them back to hell before she showed up and showed them that they can be good. And Charlie is just a badass who I really love, and she's like impossible to kill, and that comes more into play next season. Last season, you know, we saw Ray help Nora Dark escape from the Time Bureau, and he is still crushing on her hard, and he's just as sweet and quixotic as ever. This season, he finds her and gets her to help Constantine after a battle with Estriga, and she saves her life. She does end up turning herself into the Time Bureau after, because she really likes Nate too. We meet Mona, and she starts to become curious and she's just like really hyper fast food delivery girl, and she reads a lot, so she knows a lot about the dietary and environmental needs of many of the creatures. So she ends up actually getting hired by the Time Bureau as the magical creature caretaker, which is really fun. After a rough introduction, Mona, Ava, and Nora end up becoming really good friends and start a book club together, which is weird. Mona has a really close relationship and bond with a Kupe named Konane, and she ends up getting turned by him right before he's killed, so she becomes a creature herself, Wolfie. Hank Haywood is working with Neuron, who is possessing Desmond to capture the magical creatures that the Legends have been bringing in, and Hank wants to build Hayworld, a magical creature zoo for Nate. Neuron ends up killing Hank and pinning it on Nora. So Nora and Constantine do end up working together to take down Neuron, but in that, Neuron ends up possessing Ray. Ray gives up his body for Neuron to prevent him from killing Nate. And he ends up getting his beloved Tabitha, the fairy godmother, to help out. Desmond ends up effing off, so that was actually a really pointless love story, although at least it wasn't toxic in the end. Nate really misses Amaya, who is now Charlie, and he ends up fake dating Zari, and then that turns into real dating, which is weird. Gary gets the fairy godmother Tabitha after he's lured to the dark side by Neuron via the power of his hell nipple, which he begins hypnotizing everyone at the Bureau, and then takes the Legends hostage. He's really getting his comeuppance because he's always getting crapped on. You know, he's just put down so much. He deserves this a little bit. Tabitha ends up tricking Nora who has completed her redemption arc to the light side, and now she is the fairy godmother, which again comes into play more next season. Constantine goes to hell to save Ray, and he also tries to save this little girl that he failed years ago, Astrologue. She's going to be more important next season. Gary sends Nora to hell as well to help Constantine. They find Ray playing a game of Jenga with Vandal Savage. He can really make a friend with anyone. To save the world, they need to do a little bit more than a magical number. They need Hey World. Ray / Neuron has convinced the 2018 people of the world that monsters are real, which I mean they are, and they're dangerous. To prove he's wrong, the Legends create Hey World with this Godzilla notebook from a previous episode that brings things to life. And they show the people that monsters are real, but also cool. By the way, the monitor's watching all this. Constantine and Nate pull a body swap and get Neuron Ray to kill Nate, thus breaking Neuron's pact with Ray, causing Neuron to vacate Ray's body. It's very Flash season 3. Hank starts this like sing along, and with the power of song, love, and hope, they end up being able to bring Nate back from the dead, which makes sense. Whatever. Hey World's opening makes the Legends public heroes, and which will be a big impact for season 5. Because of the new tolerance for monsters, Argus doesn't make a 2042 dystopian future, so Zari's life is completely changed. And when the new timeline cements, Zari's brother, Behrad, replaces her as a member of the Legends as the heir totem bearer. And the end, the most important thing we gotta remember is Mona and Gary join the Legends. And that concludes my recap of season 4 of The Legends of Tomorrow. Yay! Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. And if there's anything you want to recommend that I make a video about, just comment below and I'll be happy to at least try to do that sometime in the near or distant future. Yeah, bye.